Hi, I'm Jennifer Barkin, and this is my co host, Jennifer Donaldson. Welcome to Breakup Bites. We have another important topic to talk about to you today, and it's safety planning. When you are experiencing or you think you're experiencing intimate partner violence, also known as domestic violence, safety planning is crucial. You have to keep yourselves and your children safe. So let's get right into it. Okay, Jennifer?
Let's do it.
So, Jennifer, can you provide some tips that you may provide your clients with? And then I'll add some of my own. Um, if they are going through some sort of domestic violence in the home,
Mhm.
how can they keep themselves safe?
So, unfortunately, the answer isn't always calling the police. Because sometimes calling the police is very helpful, but sometimes it actually increases the conflict because the police may not see everything that's going on and they may just leave. And then all of a sudden, the abuser gets either more physical or gets more emotionally abusive. And then the person who called the police is now faced with this really heavy new situation. So, a few tips that I would definitely provide to my clients, depending on the severity of the abuse or what type of abuse, is start to plan secretly. Start to make your own, maybe open a new bank account, start putting money inside of there secretly. Start to call friends and family and let them know what's going on so that if you do call them in a time of need, you have them up to date with things that are happening because many people hide the abuse. Many people are embarrassed and feel shame that they're in this situation and they have this beautiful front that everyone thinks, oh, they have such a happy family, but inside these people are really suffering. So giving that open door to some of your closest and trusted friends or family, it's going to be helpful to know that they are understanding and supportive of your situation. And if you are needing to have that safety plan to escape, you're going to have someone to lean on and go to. And if you don't have anyone, call a professional. Start to confide in somebody that you know can guide you in the right direction. I have clients that have no family in Canada and they just moved here and they don't have any friends and they think, well, I have no one to go to. So that's a different type of situation. There's women shelters or there's, different things that we can set up and put in place for them to have that plan. Make sure that your children are going to be out of the conflict. Make sure that they're going to be away if you're going to have a hard conversation with the abuser, so that they're not going to be seeing these situations that happen when you do have to call the police. Again, it's very situation based, and different people are experiencing different levels of abuse that need to be discussed in specific ways. But it's important to know your situation, know your safety plan, so that everyone can get out of it in a much safer way.
So, first and foremost, I think if you and or your children are in danger, there must be a plan. Couple of ideas. Number one, a phrase or a keyword. Let someone know your phrase or keyword so that if I call you, Jennifer, and I say, Jennifer, what's your banana bread recipe? You know I'm in trouble. That's the first thing and can get the authorities involved. So have somebody, a professional, a friend, somebody that has a phrase. Number two, if you feel that you're going to have to flee and get out, let's be proactive because your head is going to be a mess. So I have said to people, pack a bag that you have ready to keep at a friend's house or at whoever's house, if you have the luxury of this, that, has some toiletries, a change of clothes, maybe copies of everybody's identification, things like that. So that if you have
Medication for the children or yourself if you need it.
exactly a quick getaway, that you have something to carry you over for a few days.
Or a long.
Um, yeah, but that's a start. Something like that has to be done. If you live in a home and you have a car, they're getting used to backing your car into the driveway so that in case you have to flee, that you can make your quick getaway without having to look behind you and see what's going on there. So those are just a couple of things that somebody can do. And you mentioned, put away some money if you have some access to some money. that you can get a hold of. Um, Not a bad idea to speak to a family law lawyer who is very familiar with domestic violence. I will always say, if I'm going to a doctor, that's a pretty umbrella term, and there might be somebody for your tummy and somebody for your throat. So ideally, a lawyer who's very well versed in intimate partner violence would be an appropriate person to handle your case. So those are just a few of the things that people can do to be proactive.
Mhm. Yeah, great. I think that unfortunately, there's many people who make false accusations and will involve the cops, and many people who will do that for strategic purposes in order to get possession of the home. That's a whole other conversation. But my point being is that when you make false accusations and it's proven that they're false accusations, it goes very badly for you. So that's
Hmm.
something you have to be careful of, not to just make accusations because you're trying to make a gain in your own life, but to actually make them because you're actually experiencing things that are going on in a negative way.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that we should list a couple of resources for people if they're needing them, and I will do this in the text part portion after this. But for now, I think if anyone has any questions about abusive relationships or needs to create some sort of a safety plan or needs to vent or talk to somebody, Jennifer and I are happy to discuss.
Definitely.